So I'll share my entire screen so that you can see my CAD. So can you see my screen already?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay,
Opo, ma'am.
thank you. So let me just edit
Opo, ma'am.
this one so you can see my layout. Okay, so let's go to my desktop. So I'll be using AutoCAD 2018. So this is the icon for that one. So let me load this. So other versions of CAD has an LT under it. Mine is a full version. When you see an LT in your CAD, that means it's a light version where you can only access the applications or the softwares or the tools in AutoCAD for you to create a 2D version, a 2D drawing. Unlike this kind of version, you can create 2D or 3D drawings. Okay, so can you see my CAD? Hello?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. Am I not delayed? Hello?
Dere po, ma'am.
Okay, that's good. So you can see in my screen, this is the startup window of AutoCAD. So there are three layers, three columns. So the first column is the get started. You have the recent documents and the notifications. Let's start first with the notifications. You can see here, there are messages coming from Autodesk. And also, you can see here the sign-in access for your Autodesk. In my case, because I didn't enroll or I didn't sign up for the Autodesk, which I told you to sign up using your EBSU email for you to be able to download the student version. The student version of AutoCAD is the latest one. I think the 2021 or the 2022 version. I think meron na yun, sir. So that's what I'm trying to suggest sa inyo, especially for those who have laptops or desktop computers at home. So you can sign in using your EBSU email if you were able to sign up for the AutoCAD student version. Now here, we have here is your recent documents, so the ones that you open up and been working on with AutoCAD. There are actually different interface for your recent documents. You can have the window tile. You could also have this one with the details or just the list interface. This one. You can have that one as well. So here in the get started, you can actually access the previous ones that you have. You can do it here or you can open a certain file which is not located in the recent documents. You can just click this one. Then it will give you a pop-up window where you can access your recent CAD documents. If you don't have one, if you're just going to be creating a new project, you can click here. There are actually built up templates in here. In a certain file name, you can see here. What we have here is .dwt. When you see this .dwt, it's actually a template. The common format for a drawing is DWG. So .dwg. In our case, since we're going to create a new one, I will just choose no template metric. So it's in meters. Or you can just choose the one below, create new sheet file. So this is the workspace. This one. This is the workspace of your AutoCAD. Here you have the application button or the application menu. If you click this one, you can actually see here the common. If you're using Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, it's the same thing here. New, open, save as, import, export. You also have it here. Another, we have what we have here, the quick access tool. here, the quick access toolbar here, it's the same thing. You have here the new, open, save as. Here is the drafting or the annotations where if you want to draw in a 3D, you can change it. You can change your interface here. If you want to draw a 3D basic, it will change the interface here. But let's just go to the drafting and annotations because we're just gonna be drawing 2D drawing. And here is what we call the ribbon here. This is the ribbon. Inside the ribbon, there are tabs. So home, insert, annotate, parametric, view, so on and so forth. So this one, like home tab, there is what we call the panel. There is also a drop-down panel to expand more tools. You have draw, modify, annotation, layers, block properties, groups, utilities, clipboard view for your home tab. Here, we have the title bar for your drawing. If you want to save it, you have to go to your application menu and save this one. Save or save as. So, I'll try to save this one. Save as. I'll just put it in the document. I'll put it here as AutoCAD Interface. So if you can observe here, the file type is drawing and the extension of your file name is .dwg. So you just save that one. So much for this. Let's go down here. So we have this one is the file tab. Below is we have the layout tabs here. And here is your command line. You can actually move this anywhere you want. You can make it shorter, move it here and there. We also have here your toggle status bar. We are actually in the model. You can actually change this into paper, which can be moved into the other layout. So in my workspace here, I prefer it with a grid, so it would be easier for you to draw. Now, what's inside your toggle status bar? There is what we call the ortho mode. What's the function of this ortho mode? I'll show it to you later. Polar tracking, these are the common ones that we use. The snap object and the object snap tracking, we have that. If you want to expand more of this, you can just go here. There are some icons here that you want to enable. It will actually appear in your toggle status bar. Dynamic input. That's one thing that I use as well, but mine is already enabled. It's the F12 for your keyboard. So here is the view cube. Let's start drawing first an example. So I have here a line. You can actually access line by clicking this one, this icon, left click. And if you try to navigate on each icon, there is actually a pop-up window that will tell you on what function does this icon does. So, meron yan siya dyan. You can also use F1 to give you a further explanation if you need help on the function of your line. We can actually activate line using an alias. What's an alias? So it's an easy shortcut you use for commands. So for line, you just type L. When you type L, there is actually a drawdown panel that will pop up giving you other commands that starts with letter L. So for line, you just click L or click this line or just click enter. When you click enter for your line, you have already activated the line command. So it's asking for the first point, second point, third point, anywhere you want to go. And if you can see, there is this green um, center box. That's actually because of your snap. This one, snap object. So for us to end this command, you can just click enter or escape or spacebar. So in my case, I'll click spacebar. So you already have that. And if you want to create another line or using the same command, you can actually click enter to activate your previous command. So you can create again another line. You can do that. You can also create circles or rectangles immediately. You can do that. If you want to draw certain lines, slanting lines with specific angles, you can use this one. We have the polar tracking. So the polar tracking, there are given angles. There are 90 in terms of 90 degrees, in terms of 45 degrees interval, or 30 degrees interval. So let's try the 30. So let's activate line again. So we have this green thing. You can see that if it projects, it's giving you an initial angle of actually 30 degrees. Moving forward, you can actually get 60. So there's a guide for that. Every time there's a green construction line popping up. So let's have this straight line. Let's have a 30 degrees or 60 degrees. And if you can see, it's actually, I'll escape this one. It's actually creating the angle from your positive x-axis or this point going counterclockwise. So there is also another option when you want to click your lines by navigating your cursor towards that object or your line. Click it, then you can actually select that one. Click, click. To unclick, to undo, you can just use escape. Now, for a bigger scope, there is what we call the selection window. Let's try first the left to right. So, in your mouse, you click your left button, then you navigate. You can see the blue screen or the selection window. Everything that is inside of that blue selection window fully will be highlighted. So after clicking, you click again. So see, everything inside the blue selection window was highlighted. So that is from left to right. But if you can see these lines, even if it's inside the blue selection window, it wasn't selected because it wasn't fully inside the selection window. If you wanted that command to happen, you do the opposite. You should click right to left. Let's escape first the selection. So here, if you can see the selection window, they're green. Everything that is touched by the selection window is highlighted, even if it's not fully inside the selection window. See? That's what happens when you do it, highlight on and off. Another thing is that when you click lines, it only clicks one at a time. So if you wanted to select multiple, you can do that one. Or there is also, since it's like perfectly squared, and not perfectly squared, but the selection window is like in an 90-degree angular polygon. You can also use the lasso. What is the lasso? So you click either way, left or right, same thing, but in a lasso form. So you click your left, you hold that one, and you can actually do this. So, and everything that's inside that lasso will be highlighted. Or I will click escape, or on the other side, see anything that it touches will be highlighted. If you can see here, it highlights as a single line. But if you click this one, it highlights as a whole. Why? Because we used the polygon. So this one is as a whole. If you wanted to select this one, this certain line alone, you can click this and do explode. So when you do explode, you can now click it individually. If you want it as like a whole, wait, you highlight this one, right click, and then group, so it goes back to its original selection. What else should I teach you? Oh, here. Another. In AutoCAD, it's similar to Microsoft. When you do copy, paste, move, when you do copy, you select first the object, you click Control C, or you can use the alias command as CP or copy. Then you can use Control V to paste. You can do that. It's the same thing. Or if you want to delete this, or if you want to do to undo your step, you can just use Control Z. The same thing as Microsoft. If you want to move this, you click this, use the alias M, move or enter. So you can choose this one coming here, coming there. If you want to delete this one, you highlight, then you just click the delete key in your keyboard. Now, I introduced you to the polar tracking. Now, I'll introduce you to ortho mode. So, for ortho mode, I'll activate line again. For ortho mode, everything is always at 90 degrees. I mean 90 degrees straight line, left, right, below, up, so on and so forth. Yun lang yung movement niya. So, you can undo that. Escape. Um, you can also draw. If I have this, let's move. Let's create another selection. If you can observe my line, I will undo my ortho. Your line is like this, and you can use polyline. It did the same thing, right? But what's the difference? For your line, again, it can be selected as a single object. But for polyline, it can be selected as a whole. So that's another thing. I'll introduce you to another command, which is what we call trim. It is here. You have the trim and you have the extend. Let's go first with trim. I click enter. It can actually delete those lines extended to a certain boundary. So for example, I wanted to trim this. You can also use your mouse, the center one, to zoom in, zoom out. So you can do that. By the way, I'm just introducing you to this commands, but later on every plate, you are going to master a certain command. So I'm just introducing this to you. You can Undo that one. Let's try extend. So see, it's really extending. You just have to double click enter. It will extend to certain boundaries. See, it gives you projection as well. So escape and do that one. Now, I to create a certain figure with specific dimensions. For example, line. Let's specify 1 point. And then let's say I'll turn on my ortho mode. So let's say let we are going to create a rectangle. So it's actually this is already a dynamic input. It's giving you the distance already. So you can see as projected. You can type 200, click enter. So you have the line going up, let's say 150, enter. And then directing again your cursor to the left, we have 200, then enter. And then you can just click C, enter to close the polygon. So you have that. Oh, the thing that I'm doing with my screen is just pan. You just hold the roller button on your mouse. So that's just it. Zoom in, zoom out. Now let's go to, you already have this one. It's actually a rectangle. You can actually put dimensions on this one using this icon. So you have here, it's too small, right? So let me just put this one still. It's too small. We have 200 and 150. You have to zoom in, zoom out. For you to edit your dimension, you can type dim, then you go to dim style, or you can actually go directly to the annotation down, click this brush icon, and then go to modify. Let's go to fit. We have 1 as a scale. Let's make this, let's say 20. Okay. And then set current, and then you close. So it's big. You try to edit it again, going back, modify, reduce that 1 to 10. Let's say 10. Set current, and then you close. Still big for you. So you can just adjust that one as you go along. I'll try to modify again. And I'll just set this to 5. Now, there are other options here. For example, lines. You can actually edit the spacing, the color of your line. You can do that. The arrows, you can actually choose different arrow styles. It's in here. The arrow size, the markings, the line. You can also change the text if you want it horizontal or an ISO standard. You can actually choose, do you want it centered, or do you want it above, or do you want it below. It's actually giving you the options here. You can change, let's just have it above. So I'm just on the standard. Nothing much to change in here. Primary units. Now, if you're gonna be using decimal points or architecture or engineering, it's up to you. Then the precision, 2 decimal places. And instead of a comma for your separation from a whole number to decimal, let's use period. You can do that. Now, let's see if it fixed our dimension. Set current, then close. Okay, I think that one's better. Now, let's go to layer. Here in layer, there are different, layer 0 is actually your default or your block here or your first original layer. Then there is also a layer for your dimensions. Where is that one? It's still in the 0. So you can actually edit dimensions directly. What do you mean? What do I mean by that? Um, you can click this one and change this color into yellow. Now, if you want the same thing to happen to the other one, you can type match properties. So MA, match properties. So you click this one and then copy the color. Then enter or escape. So you actually have one. Aside from that, you can manually edit your dimensions. You click this one, you can type, you highlight this one, you can delete that, let's say 250. Oh, it gives you that. To undo, Control Z. Now, if you want to write something here, we have this text. Let's try the single line text. You have the single line, which gives you a bigger dimension, rectangular. When you enter, gives you space. You can double click this and delete. Or you can use the multi-line text where it has given you certain um, it's giving you the preview already of your letter. So let's say plate 1. You can drag this to make it bigger. Then you can highlight. Then you can edit it here. The size. Let's say 50. It's not 50. Then you can edit the font style. You have a lot of font style here. Let's say Arial. If it's still bigger, you can again double click, highlight, let's say 10. You can move it here, click that one, move, then put it here. Oh, I mean ortho. So you unclick that one. So you actually have that. What else am I teaching you? Match properties have got text, got trim, rectangle, arc, polyline. So you actually have that one. Now let's go to setting. Oh, before you draw, by the way, you should be careful with your units. You should be able to know what units are you using. So for you to know that, you can just go to UN, units. See, you can see here, we're in millimeters. So let's go to meters. So you have that one. That's going to be the output of your decimal. Let's have the precision to 2 decimal places. And then set that to OK. Now, there's what we call also as scaling. What's that scaling? So let's move this one here. Oops. M. Or I'll just create another one. Say this rectangle again. If you highlight this one, and you want it smaller or bigger, you can just use scale. You set a certain point. When you move your arrow up and down, or you can just set a scale for this one. So let's say 1. So the scale just went to its original position because it's just 1 is to 1. If you highlight it again, click scale, try putting 2, got bigger in size. 1 is to 2 of its original size. You get me? Okay, so what else should I teach you? I think that's mostly it. Now let's go to your plate, a template. How to plot your drawing to your template. So let's open the template. Where did I put my template? Just a quick one. Sorry for that. I'll be quick for the template. Okay. So if you see, I opened another file. So this is your plate template. I'll just close this one. It's just an open referencer tool. So you can see here, this is our original CAD interface. And here is our template. So let's copy this one. You can copy this one going to our workspace or the opposite. So I'll try to put it here. So you can see our our template is smaller compared to this one. So what do we do? Let's try to scale this. Scale. So you can actually have it as 0.5, or let's have scale again to 0.7. Oh, no, no, no. Let's have it as scale to 1. I'm losing my, wait, undo this. Scale, click. We have 0.7 to make it smaller. Okay, so you move this one. Let's delete this plate. Copy this, move, and you can paste it here on your plate. Now, you wanted your dimensions to be accurate. Now you can see it changed because we did the scaling. But this is for the sake of you plotting your drawing. So you can just edit this one to, was it 200? Oh yeah. You can delete this 200. Or this one was, I think, 150. But if you want, you can also edit this one going to the plate template. So it would be easier for you. And if you want to edit the dimension, again, dimension style or DIM to make it smaller. Modify. You go to fit. Let's have it 3. Current, close. So you have that. And you can see here, there's a plate title. You can just copy this one, copy, click this one and drag it below. And you can edit the title of the plate. Let's say line command. Double click. You can say line command or CAD Interface. I'll be giving you plates with specific titles already. And then you're gonna write here your name, your student number, your year and section, submitted to me. You're gonna put here 02, what is the date? 19, 2022. And again, you have to put here 1 on top and then 1 of 1. On top should be the plate number. So this is your plate 1. This is going to be 1, 1 of 1. So if you are done putting the details and you are going to save this in a PDF file, again, PDF file, that's what I'm requiring you to submit in your Google Classroom. You just have to click Control P, just like when you're trying to print. So you Control P. When you click Control P, there's a pop-up window. So you're gonna click on the name here. You're going to choose DWG to PDF. So from there, you choose a short band paper, um, 11 by 8.5. Then you click this one for the plotting of your drawing. So click window. So you will be asked for the area. So do not click here to here, but instead put a space. I will undo my snap object. Coming here, going here. So you have that, put it on a center to plot, and then preview to see what it looks like. So you have your drawing already, and then you close this one, and then you select OK and try to save it in your um, computer. So it's saving. So you already got it. So you already have your output. It's in my documents. So you have this. So you have that. Okay? So that's what you're going to do with your plates. What else? Oh, these are just a quick access tool. This one, your view box. If you want to see, like, this one's on your top view. If you want to see the front, you can actually do that. Rotate, bottom. You have the left or the right, the back. You can rotate that according to its axis. Let's go to your top view. You can actually rotate that. Cancel. You can actually rotate that one, depending. But in a drawing, especially when you're doing maps, it should always be pointing to your north. So zooming in, zooming out. Okay. Any question? Hello?
Ma'am, diri pa po na-sink in.
Okay, so for you to be able to sink in everything that what I'm saying, you try to navigate your AutoCAD. You try to explore because there's a lot of options, especially in your ribbon. Marami daw options, even in modifying or drawing your objects. You try to explore. You are going to draw your plate number 1, but I will be sending a recording, a tutorial video on how to create your plate number 1. So I'll just update it in your Google Classroom so that you can start working on your plates. Okay, so try to navigate. Now you try to navigate your CAD. If you have questions, use our group chat.
Yes po, ma'am.
How about the others? Do you have any question?
Ma'am,
Okay, isa-isa. Let's have Mr. Yare. Hello, Mr. Yare, you have a question?
Paray pa mo.
Okay. How about the... Okay, Miss Leonor, Camila?
ma'am, di po pwede maka-download pohan Ito po na AutoCAD po, gamit po't laptop.
Autodesk. Go to Autodesk and look for the student version.
Okay po, ma'am. Thank you po.
I actually linked it in your Google Classroom. There is sa orientation yata. I have it there. You try to search. I will be giving you your plate number 1 already. So you have to work on that. How about the others? Any more questions? Wala. I hope you understand this. I'll try to upload as well. So I have like the previous one. I'll try to upload it in our Google Classroom so that you can go back to the interface of your CAD. Sige. If there are no more questions, I'd like to request everyone, since marami na, let's open your cameras, please. Kindly open your cameras because I'll be taking another screenshot for documentation purposes. Open cameras. Sige. O, anong sabi ni ma'am? If nakasmile, may natutunan. Pag di nakasmile, walang natutunan. Okay? Sige nga. I want to see your full faces. Because I want to be familiarized with everybody. Baka magkita tayo sa labas. I wouldn't know you. Okay, ready. Screenshot in 3, 2, 1, smile! Okay, let's have one more. Okay, I'll try to edit the recording so I can upload it in your Google Classroom. Do you have any more questions? Wala na? Okay, so I'll be seeing you next week. So God bless and start working on your plates. Bye everyone.
Bye po, ma'am.
Bye,
Thank
ma'am.
you po.
Thank you.
Bye, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Bye, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.